So Diamond Hands, you've been a bad boy again. You got suspended 2 games against the Cincinnati Cyclones. What the hell happened? What's up, everybody? Talking Trash Podcast. We are back. Episode 15. Amesy, how's it going, big guy?
It's good. We got episode 15. That's a great Canadian kid, Ryan Getzlav.
Ooh.
Ryan Getzlav. You know, if you're a young kid up and coming in the game and you want to find a player to model your game after, that's your guy. Ryan Getzlav. He does it all. Puts up numbers, answers the bell. Great Canadian kid. Good role model.
Is he a Western Canadian kid, or what? I know? Are you a Western?
Yeah, I think he's Saskatchewan, possibly.
All right. Well, that makes sense.
Regina,
I mean,
maybe.
Oh man, have I?
Okay, Calgary Hitmen alumni.
Hey, there you go.
We've given the Hitmen a couple shouts out. We're still waiting on our jerseys, but.
Hey, speaking of jerseys, what a segue. Where you're getting up to be a pro with this. Yeah, big shout out to my guys over at the Maine Nordiques, okay? They're in the null, okay? Their head coach, a young guy named Nick Skeoch, man, we've gotten really close. And when they first came to Danbury, I felt bad because, we're Danbury guys. I felt bad that I went in and I met the team, and I was trying to be incognito because, you know where my loyalty is, but I talked to the team. Great guys, man. What a team. They are hot right now in the null, junior hockey. They heading into playoffs soon, and Nick has become a great friend. He's a huge fan of you, loves the way you play. He was a tough guy when he used to play, and this past weekend, I forgot they were in town. I went and saw him, and they gave me this jersey, which I absolutely love, and it means more to me, because, jerseys with me, I always wear number 17. That was my number. That everyone equates me with 17, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So when they brought the jersey out, it was actually number 14.
Oh,
so
nice. We exchanged numbers.
So one, I thought of you. I was like, oh, wow, that's weird. That was Amesy's number, which was weird to me. That's also my birthday, August 14th. But then Nick.
Whoa. Wait a second. My birthday is the 17th?
Of August.
My birthday is 17 November.
Oh,
but
man.
I wore number 14. Your birthday. That's crazy.
So those
it's
are
endless with us.
17 and 14, man. It's just those numbers. But what really touched me, to be honest with you, when they told me why they gave me 14, I didn't care. It didn't even need a number of my name. I just liked the jersey. Great guys, man. Good-ass team they got. They were telling me, you remember late last year that shooting in Lewiston, Maine?
Yeah, I remember that.
There was a shooting.
Alley.
Yeah.
The bowling alley.
And a kid, unfortunately, who was a victim, his name was Kyle Secor. And I guess he was a 4-year player there in Maine. And he unfortunately was a victim to this cowardly attack. And he wore 14. He was in ICU. Nick was saying he was in ICU for a while. Came out of it, thank God. And he's the statistician up there in Maine for the team. So they retired number 14, and I heard that he was a trasher. He was a nail gun, they said. I know that's your word. Nick was telling me this guy was a trasher through and through. So they gave me the 14. It really meant so much to me. And listen, Nick Skeoch, that guy's gonna be a good coach. Watch him. And those Maine Nordiques, I mean, again, I'm a Danbury guy. I don't root for them when they're in Danbury or play against Danbury, but dude, their talent is.
I actually met those guys after.
Yes.
I think it was after one of my games. They all flagged me down, and we got a picture and stuff. Not sure where the picture is, but it's got to be floating around somewhere.
No, you're right. I think it was around the same weekend when I first met them. You're right. Yeah, they were so hyped to meet you and stuff, and great guys. Big shout out to them. Best of luck to Maine in the playoffs. As long as you're not playing Danbury, we got your guys' back, man. And listen, Amesy, how are we on episode 15 already? It's insane.
Yeah, it's moving quick. It's crazy, and even with a little break or a little adjustment, we're still on episode 15, so it's moving fast. It's fun, man. It's a blast. I get to look forward to this, and it's cool for us because obviously we're not together anymore, because I'm all the way over here. But this is great. We get to catch up and have fun, and doesn't get any better than this.
Nah, man. And again, another show sponsor, our boys, Club 93, Ken and the gang over there. I mean, I feel bad. I'm like, Ken, you guys don't have to keep giving us. We appreciate you guys, and
they're such good people. Good people.
I mean, they're sponsoring our buddy Matt Caputo this weekend. They're doing the Top Hat Cup adult hockey tournament here in Danbury. They're a big sponsor for that. They're always supporting all the guys, and man, oh man. And we got another interesting sponsor, kind of an in-house sponsor in a way. Jimmy Galante and AJ Galante we started Jag Entertainment, okay? So as you know, we do the San Gennaro Feast in Danbury. Something about that festival, man, really has kind of turned my dad into like this big event guy. Now he's like this promoter. He loves this stuff.
That's
you know what
awesome,
I mean?
Yeah.
And it keeps him going.
San Gennaro's a blast too. So, and you know, I'm sure he sees it's a hit, and he looks like he has fun with it. So,
well, it's just so much work, but you know, it keeps us going, and it's like. I've been doing promoting with boxing and events too, and I just know how much work. But something about San Gennaro the past 2 years is, you know, aside from like traditional Italian music and, singers and stuff like that, my dad has always liked rock and roll. You know what I mean? He's a rock and roll guy, and he's had rock bands at San Gennaro and stuff like that. And he actually decided, you know, as you know, the Danbury Arena kind of, the main rink kind of shuts down for 6 weeks in the summer to, you know, do some maintenance. You know, he said, you know what? I want to do a rock concert at the Danbury Arena, which is, it's just my dad, man. And so we're going to be doing Saturday, June 15th at the Danbury Arena, the ultimate rock tribute experience. I'll be very real with you, Amesy. I wasn't a big rock and roll guy growing up. But as I've gotten older, I've kind of like expanded my horizons, right? And I've been listening to different stuff and even older stuff. And we got 3 really good bands. We got a AC/DC experience, a true AC/DC experience. Back in Black, the band is called. We got Beyond Purple, which is a Deep Purple and White Snake tribute band.
That's awesome.
Physical Graffiti, which is like a Led Zeppelin tribute. And I checked these guys out on YouTube. Listen, my dad's already got the whole thing set up, basically. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like,
excited when he told me about it. I could tell he was excited about it because, you know, he doesn't usually share stuff. He's like, hey, I got this going on. I was like, oh, I could tell he's fired up. I'm like, I got to be there for this. So, I love classic rock too, so it's perfect. Yeah, so it's going to be a ball. You guys got to get your tickets today on Tixr, TIXR.com. We'll put a link in the bio. And again, it's the ultimate rock tribute experience. Danbury, it's going to be, the home of the Trashers, the home of the Hat Tricks, the home of Diamond Hands, where he got suspended indefinitely. It's a place with so much legendary history. So it's going to be a fun night, man. Yeah, that's going to be a blast. I'm excited. We also got Summit City Bullets stepping up to the plate for us. Made in the USA. That's a Fort Wayne company. And they were able to do a sponsorship with us as well, where accuracy and quality meet. So
listen,
Summit City Bullets, thanks for the support, boys.
Listen, big shout out to them. We're getting so much support from out there in Fort Wayne. And we're going to get to it later. I'm narrowing down when I could get down there because I made a promise. I gave my word, and I've kind of narrowed down when I think I could get there. But I mean, Big shout out to them. I mean, we're just getting so much love and support. I know you are. I know like the mullet ratio and the handlebar mustache ratio in Fort Wayne has just increased like crazy since you've gotten there.
It's gone up in the room. It's gone up in the dressing room. I think we got 3 or 4 mullets floating around here in this last week. Every BC boy on the team's got a mullet as of right now.
Who's got mullets right now? Who's growing them?
DeJong's got one. Chaser's got one. I got one. It's great. I'd love to see it.
You're an absolute role model, and I just it's like I tell people, man. You have the look. I mean, not many people could pull it off. I mean, the handlebars, the mullet, it's fire, and you're making it work. It's one thing, like sometimes people laugh at stuff like that, but people, like, you make it cool. So I'm loving it.
The way it started, I'll talk a little bit about how it started. So it was funny, man. Like I remember when I think I was in high school and I was at my friend's house and I was looking at his pictures when he was a kid and he had this crazy rad mullet. He had straight black hair. I'm like, man, you had a crazy mullet when you were young. He's like, yeah, didn't everyone? And then all my friends showing me all these pictures. They had mullets when they were kids. And I remember going home and be like, Mom, how come I didn't have a mullet when I was a kid? She goes, are you kidding me? I would never do that to you. And then what do? I grow my hair out, shave a mullet. And it was kind of a joke at first. And then it just kind of stuck around, and here I am 15 years later, still rocking it.
Well, you make it work, bro. And I tell you, your son Wes, who's like my main man, he's rocking it heavy right now too. We were on the phone. Our families were on the phone the other day, catching up, seeing my girl Taylor and Wes and Tyson. And Wes, he's a beast, man. He's a beast, absolute beast.
Yeah, I'm not sure where he gets it. He must be getting it from his mom.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, no, it was fun. We got to catch up. Dom's buzzing around. It's crazy how big they're getting. It's just happening so fast.
And you were telling me what was cool was the other night when we were catching up, and I'm always asking how things are going down there. Didn't you say you and this isn't a paid sponsorship. You had some tool, like a recovery tool or something. What did you say you got? You got a bunch of you guys got that roller or something, right?
This company, Roll Recovery. So they sent me a bunch of stuff for recovery, but this thing is crazy. So it's for rolling like your legs and your glutes and stuff out. And usually these rollers, you can't really get up to your glutes, especially as a hockey player, because our butts are a little bit too big. But this thing has this thing's crazy. You can tighten it up and make it better. So I've been using this thing every day, and we got a couple. They sent us a couple. There's a couple in the room. All the boys are using it. I got one at home, and then I got one in my stall. I use it every day. I'm like, it's great. Such a good feeling. Really loosens everything up in my thighs and my calves and stuff like that. But yeah, Roll Recovery. It's called the R8, and this thing is second to none. There's a bunch of other brands that are like trying to do the same thing, but I've never found one that does as well as this one. It's amazing. So, Roll Recovery.
Big shout out Roll Recovery, and again, man, I try to explain to people. We're still new in this podcast game. I mean, we shout out people that we truly care about and we appreciate. Not everything's a paid thing. Sometimes, you listen to a lot of these shows and it's just like robotic, like all these plugs, which is, hey, God bless. I can't wait to get more paid sponsors. But my point is, we like to shout out the guys and girls and everyone, companies looking out for us. So big shout out to them. And speaking of shout outs, before we get into this week's episode, man, and man, you got the brother on your shirt right now, but a big shout out to our boy, Ali Feliz, Danbury, Connecticut.
Going pro.
Going pro at a Champs Boxing Club. I've known Ali since, Jesus, God, he had to be 11 years old, and this kid, not to sound biased, but he is the real deal. He just won the national championships. This past December, he was the #1 super heavyweight in amateur boxing in the country, signing with Top Rank Boxing, which essentially, bro, that's like getting drafted to the New York Yankees in baseball.
That's the real deal.
I mean, this is it's just, we've been, the gym, our whole little community's just been buzzing for him. We are so proud. He is in the best hands possible. I mean, that's like going from high school to the pros, and it's like he's got his first fight Saturday, April 13th, ESPN Plus. He's going to be on ESPN Plus on Saturday, April 13th, Corpus Christi, Texas, and it's a big one, man. He's getting thrown right into the deep end, man, and he is going to be a champion. Him, his older brother Fernelli Jr., which you have on his shirt.
I got the Fernelli shirt on right now.
These guys, the Feliz brothers, they've become family to me, and I've enjoyed my time working with them, doing my part, as little or big as it is, to help them. And their father, obviously an ex-pro, who's the head trainer, and we got big things going here in Scrap City. And
well, let's not take anything away from you too. These guys are coming out of Champs Boxing Gym, in case anyone's wondering. The Fernelli boys have been there for a long time, but look at the killers coming out of there right now. You got tons of great fighters coming out of that gym that are training there, and don't take anything away from yourself, because you built that place, and it's a great gym, great guys to train with, great coaches, and great ownership all the way through.
Hey, you know how it is, man. It's all a team effort. We got something good going. It's not always easy, but super proud of Ali. And listen, last episode, unfortunately, you were playing when we were recording. We had Brad Wingfield. Great episode. If you haven't checked it out, make sure you go and check out Again, doing this halfway through this already. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I should always start with that. But definitely check out Brad Wingfield's episode 14. Man, he was great. I know
he's a boss.
I know Winger from back in the day, and he's always been kind of soft-spoken, doesn't say too much, but I was so pleasantly surprised. I mean, it's funny. He went from a killer on the ice, and now he's got the brain, man. You know, he was dropping so many gems on me, and from like a coach perspective, and obviously he loves you. He was just asking about you. It definitely won't be the last time we talk to him. And make sure you guys go out and support the Coastal Tsunami. And listen, he was here in Danbury last week because he went into the Danbury Hockey Ring of Honor, which we dropped earlier this week a vlog. We did a behind the scenes. We had our boy Shane come out and film us. It's a great behind the scenes vlog on our channel, Talking Trash. So make sure you check it out. It's not a podcast, it's behind the scenes. He got so much love from the fans. It was I was so happy for him. And dude, so many people asking me, I don't know, people thought you were going to be there, and people were just like, where's Ames? Where's Ames? I'm like, he'll be back, don't worry. But dude, people love you. That was the first time I went to a Hat Tricks game in a while, and everyone was asking for you, missing you. And dude, I don't know if you saw it, but what an idiot I am. So we go out there, we got introduced for the Ring of Honor. Of course, Herm, he brings me and my dad out, even though it wasn't about us that night. We were already inducted in the first class. And I go out there, we take our pictures, and I don't know what made me think of it. Because, earlier that day we had filmed and we were talking about the Josh Elzinga incident and everything. And I'm like, Brad, let's go to the corner where you got your revenge on Elzinga. I want to take a picture with you there. Like, that's kind of like every time I go to a game, I think of that nostalgic corner.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm walking there. It was after the first period. I'm walking there with him. Dude, I busted my ass, okay? Don't know why or how.
In front of the whole crowd?
Dude, so listen to me. Like, everyone, it's sold out crowd, right?
Did the body bag chant start?
No, thankfully. So thankfully not. So I'm walking to him. I'm like, Winger, let's go. I want to take a picture. Zamboni's waiting for us. They're like, all right, go. For some reason, I did like I don't know what made me do it. I like slid. Like I was like on a skateboard. All of a sudden I became Tony Hawk. I like slid, and look, I'm getting old, bro. I just like, I fell right on my ass. Okay. And it's, we got section 102, but the Animal House, right? Where Ron sits and everyone over there.
Oh yeah.
Dude,
yeah.
stupid. Dude, I fall down. I'm on my ass. I'm sitting, I'm looking up at the lights, and I'm like, no one saw that. And all of a sudden I hear, ha, 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 ha.
Was it Ron?
Oh, they were killing me. Thankfully, Shane didn't get me falling, but he got me on my ass. So definitely
have to pull the live barn up for that one.
Oh, dude. Definitely go and check out the vlog. Definitely go and check out the vlog because, again, you will see me on my ass. It was absolutely hilarious. I'm like, oh, my God, why did this have to happen? But
so you still feeling it or what? You need a R8. You need to roll it out.
I may have to have them send me because, dude, I'm feeling everything now.
I got one here for you. I'll send it out.
I'm feeling everything now. I'm getting old, man. I feel like, I'm no spring chicken, man. I'm going to be 38 this summer. So, but listen.
I can relate. I know the feeling.
So listen, let's get to you guys out there, all right? You guys are, we talked about, 2 episodes ago, this Fort Wayne Komets team. What talent, what a team. You guys are starting to find now, okay? Obviously, we're recording this episode today. You guys are coming off a midweek win this week. You guys are buzzing a little bit. Tight playoff race. But I think before, this is my mistake. Before we get into that playoff race, Mr. Diamond Hands, you've been a bad boy again. You got suspended 2 games against the Cincinnati Cyclones. What the hell happened? I know what happened, but what did you do?
It was. You know what? It's. I'm gonna say it's honestly refreshing to be suspended. It's not refreshing to be suspended, but it's refreshing when you get a suspension and you're like, you know what? That's a reasonable suspension. That's probably what I should be suspended for that. So it was kind of nice in that way. But yeah, emotions get the best of you sometimes, and I did what I did. So one of their guys was going after one of our 20-year-old. and he was trying to fight him. They're right in front of the bench, trying to fight our 20-year-old. You know, this kid's on an NHL deal. You know, I'm literally here to make sure that these guys don't get, you know, pushed around and stuff, especially the young guys. And so, you know, I called him off. I'm like, Chaser, get off. Chaser, get off. And he came off. I jumped on. Somebody was behind me yelling, no, Amesbury, don't go. And probably shouldn't have gone. But like I said, emotions got the best of me. And I went out. Clean change. So it was a legal change, or else it would have probably been a 5-gamer. But clean change. I went out and basically said, hey, you want to fight? You got one right here, buddy. Dropped my gloves, gave him one. He didn't really want to fight. And then the refs came in, and where I went wrong and where I got suspended is I threw a couple extra when the refs were in. So I know that it's not right. I'm not supposed to do that. Nobody's supposed to do that. Suspension was totally on par with other interactions or other, you know, instances in the league that kind of were the same thing. So it wasn't an unfair treatment or anything like that. I think it was what it was. I wish I didn't throw those extra couple, but listen, man, sometimes, you know, the job that I have, it's, you know, it's hard to just always be, you know, you get emotional at times, and, you know, this guy's 20 years old and he's on a deal, and you know, it is what it is. He's a BC boy too. So it's, you know, a little added fuel to the fire, man. So yeah, I did what I did, and, you know, at the end of the day, that's how it's going to be. I'm going to come for it. If you want to come after my 20-year-old, or you want to come after any of my guys, and they don't want it, then I'll be sure to be right in front of you, and I want it. So
well, listen, you know, I was watching it. You know, I watch basically every Comet game now, and I was watching the game, and it's funny because at one point I was watching TV, I was watching wrestling or something, and I looked up for a minute, and then I looked down and I see you in the mix, and I'm like, oh shoot, and but listen, you know what? Again, you do your job. That's why you're a fan favorite. That's why every locker room you're in, you become, whether you have a letter on your jersey or not, you're a quasi, you're the leader, and those guys respect it. And yeah, you're right. And honestly, I agree with the East Coast, you know, the Hockey League. They had to make a statement. Yeah. And, you know, the beautiful thing is they actually gave a reason. So you got suspended with a reason, you know? It's
so nice, and it's a professional league at the end of the day, and, you know, they're transparent about it, and they're, you know, there's no lack of communication at all. It's very clear what they didn't like about it, and I know that if it does happen or something happens again, that won't happen. So
well, listen, earlier on in that game, and I told, when we talked the next day, you know, you called me, you said, you know, you're getting a suspension, you know, I told you, I thought that was one of your best overall games in terms of you got a little more ice time than usual that game. You had a nice hit the first period. You did some things to cause some offense, and then at one point you drew a penalty and you didn't react.
Yeah.
And I thought
cross check to the yap.
Hey, listen, you know what? I love the fact that you showed restraint. You went down and, you know, you skated to the bench. You drew a penalty. You know, a few months ago, you would have.
They did that same thing to me last time we played, so it was my turn.
Yeah, so no, I thought you showed great restraint, and you could see you're getting more comfortable every game. You're getting more comfortable every time you get on the ice. You're doing these little things that may not show up on the score sheet, but people that know, and you're making a difference out there. And but you guys are in a tight race right now. I mean, division. I mean, it's like every day you can look, and the standings could literally flip flop at any moment. It's crazy what's going on over there.
I'm pretty sure like almost any team in the division could finish between first and missing a playoff spot. Like literally, it is the tightest division I've ever been in. I can honestly say I've never really been in a situation like this. Like you can either miss playoffs or you can finish in first place. Like literally, I think there's probably 5 or 6 teams in our division that are in the exact same scenario. It's crazy. I think we're like 3 points out of second place or something, and we're like 1 point out of missing playoffs. Like it's crazy. So, and I'm not sure if that's exactly, but it feels that way. And you win a game and you come in, you look at the board, and it doesn't feel like you win a game. It's like you're just staying in the same place because everyone's in the same scenario. And I think everybody's playing divisional games pretty much for the rest of the season. So it's fun though. That's why we play the game. Like it's playoff hockey for the rest of the season for us. So
well,
it's good.
Well, it's great. I got to tell you, it's great for the fans. It's great even for me watching, on Flow Hockey. I know what's at stake. And it's like every shift matters. And again, we talked about it. Sometimes it's all timing. You guys seem to be finding your stride at the right time. And listen, God willing, which I believe you will, you guys make the playoffs. You guys are already in playoff form. And you go right in hot. And I don't know. I mean, I know I'm going to sound biased, but I really think you guys are going to make some serious noise. And it's going to be.
We're a good team, man. Like at the end of the day, we're a good hockey team. We're deep. We got everything we need, and at the there's no better time to be in this. Like it's a great time to be in a situation like this. It's a great time to start winning hockey games. I think we've won 8 out of our last 11. I want to say, if that's right. So we're doing good. We're buzzing, and we literally have to keep doing that. We have to do that. Our next 11 games have to be the exact same thing. We got to win at least 10 of them.
Well, it'd
be nice to win all of them. So.
And I've been talking to you about when I could get out there. I've been dying to get out there, and I've kind of
everyone's asking.
I'm really looking at the last weekend of the regular season. I think I'm going to be able to get out there, and I'll tell you what.
My parents will be here too.
Oh, beautiful!
Yeah,
well, that just
perfect.
And I'll tell you, with the playoff race going on, I think I'm going to be able to come in and see some really good games, and so I'm really looking forward to it. But listen, we got to talk about a Fort Wayne Komets sponsor. Okay, if I come down there, I need those trading cards. I'm obsessed with cards. Yeah. Okay,
look at this. So Midwest Box Breaks, they're a big sponsor of our team, and I was thinking about cracking the whole box online or doing like a stream or something of me cracking the whole box. But I'm gonna be honest, I couldn't make it through the night last night.
Listen,
I told you that I cracked like 10 packs last night.
Bro, it's like it's been almost a calendar year where I got so deep back into trading cards. I'm obsessed with cards. And this series This series 2 NHL pack is like one of the biggest packs in sports, not just hockey.
Yeah, it's huge.
And yesterday I guess there was a dinner or some sort of function and you saw the sponsors and he gave you I was so jealous. I'm like, oh my God. So listen, I'm glad.
He gave me a screaming deal, man. Like I just messaged him and said, hey, do you have any of these boxes? Because I knew they're really hard to find. And he's like, I don't have any, but I kind of want some. He's like, let me get back to you. And then the next day I seen him. He's like, hey, I got a screaming deal on these. I'm going to give you a screaming deal. And man, he hooked it up. Midwest Box Breaks. So
now,
we're all chasing the same thing with these. I think we all know.
Well, listen, it's
right here on the pack.
Listen,
and hopefully inside.
Listen, it's all about getting this Connor Bedard rookie. I mean, even the raw cards, not even like the parallel special edition ones, are going for. You listen.
$500 to $2,000 a card,
dude. Why don't you just do the honors? I mean, if you're watching on YouTube, you'll get to see it. You got to break this
fresh pack. It's the real.
All right, let's see, man. I'm so excited.
Bedard's gonna be in this one right here. Let's see.
I feel like you're gonna get something good, even if it's not Bedard. There's some big rookies out there. Let's see what you got, man.
All right, so Darnell Nurse we got on the front. Regular standard Darnell Nurse. Okay, let's just cruise through here. Let's get to the good stuff here. All right, Felino, Director of Boards. These cards are cool. Have you seen these ones?
No, put it up to the camera. Let me see that one.
For the big hitters, got their own kind of cards.
Oh, nice.
It says Director of Boards.
I like it.
So Felino, that's a cool card. That's like a rare one. Wow, Tage Thompson, UD Canvas. This is actually a legit one right here, I think.
I love Tage Thompson, man. That's
Canvas.
What a beautiful card.
One. We'll throw that one in some plastic. We'll get that one wrapped up. And then Kellerman. This is another superstar.
Nice. Coyotes, yep.
Coyotes, yeah. So those are the good ones. DeBrincat.
Listen, you can't go wrong with Tage Thompson. I love Tage Thompson.
I got 2 Darnell Nurses in this pack. Cool. Yeah, man, these cards are a blast. All right, let's crack the other one. So the main thing, what I'm learning now is like there's about like 3 specialty cards, I think, in every pack in the center. So everything else, like there's a bunch of cool cards in here, but like the main ones you're looking at are like the 3 in the center. And hopefully you get, I think it's 6 Young Guns per per box. Pavel Zacha.
Ex-Devil, ex-New Jersey Devil.
Makar. So this is a PC. I think this is
Cale Makar, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Cale Makar. This is PC player character. So I'll show you this one. This is one of the specialty ones.
Bro, you can't go wrong with that one either. That's a good card.
We'll get that one wrapped in plastic. We'll get that one wrapped in plastic. Oh, nice. I like this. Lucas Reichel, UD canvas. This is another one of those canvas ones. These ones are actually like a whole different material.
Yeah, they got cool. It's like a different stock. It's really nice.
I actually like this one. I actually hate the card, but love the player. But UD portraits, kind of a hilarious style. But Brady Tkachuk.
Oh, that's like a frame. Canvas. Yeah.
Yeah, I like this one. So we'll get this one in plastic.
That's a sick card right there.
So there we go. I didn't hit the Bedard rookie card, unfortunately. I'm not a millionaire. But it was a blast. Oh, I got a Shesterkin here. I like that one too.
Yeah, he's
buzzing right now.
Yeah, he's second.
He's a problem for your New Jersey Devils right now.
All right, relax. All right, but he's a
problem. Jack Quinn, another great player, great skater.
Listen, I got Shesterkin on my fantasy team. My fantasy team's been buzzing.
I know that. That's why I shouted him out there. So I got to get these wrapped in plastic. I want to thank Midwest Box Break because they're great, and I think that's going to be our new cards, guys.
Yeah,
it'll help. I know you've been buzzing a little bit with the card purchases and the box breaks, and so it's there you go. If you can save us a couple bucks, then there you go.
Listen, I'm gonna check them out because I'm obsessed with cards. I almost to like scary proportions. That's how into cards I've been. And listen, big shout out. We're gonna get that Bedard. I feel like we're gonna crack one day and get it.
Yeah,
but
I agree. I want to get another box. I probably shouldn't, but I'd love to.
Listen, it's hard to resist.
I'll work for it. willing to work for boxes of Series 2.
Definitely. And listen, we'll throw what is it? Midwest Card Breaks you said, or what was it?
Midwest Box Breaks. So they're a big sponsor for our team. And actually, I think it's at every home game, I want to say. They have like a little table right outside our dressing room, and they have all cards on the table and stuff like that. And you know what, man? I wish I remembered the fella's name that runs the company, but I was talking to him yesterday, and he just like, you know what, man? I can relate to this guy because he's like, yeah, I just quit my job a year ago and started doing this full time. And I just wanted to give the guy a hug. I was like, dude, that's unreal. I think I love that.
Hey, listen, you got to chase your dreams and you got to do what you're passionate about.
Follow your passion.
We'll stick his, if he has an Instagram link or whatever in the bio. Big shout out to him. I'm gonna have to check him out when I get out there because I
threw him up on X on the X app there.
Yeah, big shout out.
Picture, yeah. We'll post the picture.
Listen, speaking of shout outs, okay, I have to shout out. It's since I've gotten kind of back into the hockey world, man. I just truly forget. And I know every sport kind of says the same thing. I hate the cliche sayings. You know what I mean? Like, we got the best fans in the world. You know what I mean? I hate that stuff. I truly forget just how passionate, bro, hockey fans really, truly are. And I'm like back into it. And I got to give a shout out to my boy, Caden Westlake. I met this man on Instagram maybe a few months ago.
He messages me all the time.
Caden is he's like a current, like hockey historians, right? Like you got guys that just, listen, everybody's an expert at something they feel like, right? But Caden, when you first got to the coast, right, he started hitting me up. He's a big Iowa fan out in the coast, and he started giving me the lay of the land, like scouting reports, not scouting reports like, yeah, this guy's kind of tough. This guy was breaking things down, like eerie, and I'm like, man, this guy's hardcore. So I used to have a buddy before the Trasher doc, before all the Trasher stuff came back. A guy named Alec. He used to run a
I knew
five for fighting.
5 for fighting, right?
So I guess he used to run a thing called, I think it was called Battle of the Coast or something like that. And every year, kind of like with March Madness with the NCAA tournament, he would put the current guys in the East Coast Hockey League and kind of like fantasy matchups, who would win, fans would vote, this and that. So our buddy Caden and another page called the Hockey Fight League, who's another really good Instagram page, by the way. These guys are hardcore, bro. Like I know there's fans everywhere and fans have opinions and this and that. These guys break this shit down. Excuse my language. And he told me, he's like, hey, listen, we've been going through this. I really want you to check out our bracket and this and that. And he didn't ask me for anything. He didn't ask me to plug this. He didn't ask me to post it. It just so happened, this week he posted out and they kind of rebranded it to Rumble in the Rink. And I'm going to post the Instagrams and post the graphics. And I believe, man, there's like 32 guys in here. And lo and behold, Mr. Diamond Hands is obviously on this list. And I said, listen, man, don't tell me anything about Ames. I don't want it to seem biased. You guys choose what you want. So basically, these guys have like legit debates, all these brackets, who's fighting who. And dude, congratulations. You made it to the finals of the Rumble in the Rink bracket. Unfortunately, they got you losing to
I got pumped in the finals.
You got pumped by Darian. I think you pronounce it Skeoch. I could be wrong, but Darian Skeoch. I don't want to say it wrong. I think it's Skeoch because I did a fight review of him. But they allegedly got him winning, but you came in second, which I know you're not going to like. But
hey, you can't win them all, though,
Hey, listen,
There's would be a puncher's chance, right?
So listen, I'm going to post in our bio this, and they did like legit research, right? They didn't just
I love that.
And I'm going to post them up, and you could take a look at all these brackets. First of all, I can't believe how many tough guys there truly are still left, thank God. You know what I mean? But let's, listen, there's way too many matchups to analyze and go over, but I'm looking at who they started you with. And you know what? I can't really see, my vision's getting bad. I did this messed up, but they got you.
You need your glasses?
Yeah. But listen, they got you. Let's go to the second round. I think you're going to like who they have you in the second round with. Is he the sheriff, Sean Allen? Is this who the sheriff is, bro?
No, I think his name is the mall cop, Sean Allen.
Paul. Okay, so
Paul Blart.
So they got you in the second round with Paul Blart, Sean Allen, and they got you winning. And it's weird. Funny. It's man,
you win by default when the other guy doesn't show up.
So they got you in the second round beating Sean, Paul Blart, Mall Cop Allen.
That round's a bye.
So then they got you in the quarterfinals against Dylan Boucher. I don't know who that is.
Boucher, dude, I could have fought him this year too. It's so frustrating. It is what it is, but we played him. I think he's in Wichita. So we played him 2 games, and the one game was on a Wednesday. Or no, the one game was on a Thursday night, and then we played them again on Saturday. And I talked to him in warm-ups, and he's like, he was like, there was literally like 200 fans at the game. And he goes, "Are you playing on Saturday?" And I said, "Yeah, I think so." And he said, "Okay, you want to wait till Saturday then? Because there's like no fans here." And I was like, "All right, sure. Whatever. It is what it is. If you want to wait till Saturday, wait till Saturday. I'd rather do it for, because the thing is, like, I want people to give me that favor, I want people to give me that favor in return. So if you want to save it for Saturday when you got a sold out barn, then we'll save it for Saturday. Obviously, if it happens, it happens. But, we're talking in warm-ups, and he says, let's wait till Saturday. I'm okay, wait till Saturday. And then I didn't get in the lineup on Saturday, so it was frustrating because we would have fought for sure. And then his mom tried fighting me in the hallway after, which was kind of weird. But
his mom?
I don't know who it was, but some of his family members were giving it to me after the game. I don't know why, but a couple beverages, I guess. But
well, listen. Before we go to the semis, they had you in the first round. I looked it up. Nicholas Lariviere. I don't know who that is, but allegedly
he's in. I'm pretty sure he's in our division. I want to say. Who's he play for?
Well, anyway, they got you beaten.
Maybe Wheeling. He might be on Wheeling.
All right, well, listen, you beat him. Then you fought, Paul Blart, Mall Cop, Sean Allen. You beat him. Then you beat Dylan Boucher. And then they got you They got you in the finals against Darian Skeoch. And listen, tough kid. That would be a fantasy matchup right there.
Maybe next year.
Yeah, you never know, man. Listen, big shout out.
Do you know who he plays for?
Adirondack.
Right. So he's got. So I'll have to fight 3 times that game with. I'll probably go twice with Blankman and once with Skeoch if we play them next year.
Well, listen, you never know what happens. Maybe the playoffs, maybe the finals. You never know, brother.
Yeah,
but listen. All
they're
jokes
doing pretty good, I think.
They're a good team. They're a good team. Yeah. And Adirondack was a trasher rival, so I hate saying Adirondack's doing good. But
wasn't that going to be your sister's team?
Relax. No, never happened. But listen, these guys really did a lot of research. And you know what? We could probably do some content, you and I, really breaking down every one. Because, I like doing the fight reviews. Yeah. I started doing it. They did a hell of a job. Caden Westlake, Hockey Fight League, Fight for Fighting. It was their original thought. So big shout out to them, man. They really did a lot of work. And I think, I like that they had you in the finals, and I like that they weren't biased. I know that they're friendly with me. I like that they didn't just make you win just by default.
I feel like if I won, everyone would just be like, it's rigged.
Of course.
Even if I did. So, but man, that's super cool. I love that. I love, that's how I was when I was young. I was like a super fan for like minor league hockey fighters and just, all the way through NHL too. But, yeah, man, we're in a great time where you can just search things up on YouTube. I know not all the fights now are easily accessible, but if you want to find them, you can find them. Obviously, you just gotta dig for them.
And we might have to have these guys on one day, maybe in the off season. And we got so many crazy ideas. I don't even want to put our ideas out because I feel like people are slowly kind of biting off of us a little bit.
Yeah.
And I don't like it. And I'm being very nice, but I don't like, you're starting to see a little, it's kind of weird. So we might have to have Hockey Fight League and Caden Westlake on one day to kind of explain their reasonings. But speaking of, I guess you could call it a fantasy fight, let's switch gears over to boxing.
Oh, yes. Okay? We got a pretty, everybody's fantasy is coming up, I think.
We got recently Jake Paul, the problem child, technically a family member of mine because he's got an Untold documentary as well. So we're in the same Untold family group there.
You're pretty well related.
Jake Paul is fighting 100-year-old Iron Mike Tyson.
Uncle Mike.
Dude,
he's a beast.
Uncle Mike.
Have you seen him lately?
So let me set this up because I'm in the boxing world and I know how things work. And it's so funny to me.
I know.
It's so funny to me when this announcement came out. Obviously, it's going to be on Netflix too, by the way, which is insane.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
They're going to break every sort of, whether you want to call it pay-per-view,
pay-per-view, whatever it is. Yeah.
They are going to break every record. And what's funny about boxing, and maybe because I've been involved with it for over 13 years now, is it's just there's so many layers to this, and people hate Jake Paul so they hate Jake Paul so much, right? They hate him, and I don't understand why. Only because here's a man that actually is doing good for a lot of boxers that people don't see, and they're like, oh, he should be ashamed of himself fighting Mike Tyson. First of all, let's be very honest. This is an exhibition fight. Okay, I'm not saying it's rigged. I don't like using that word rigged, but let's be honest. These guys talked. Okay, they. This is entertainment,
business.
People.
We're talking business here.
This is absolutely business, and
it's on Netflix. That should be a pretty clear indication that we're not.
And frankly, I like Mike Tyson. I like Jake Paul, but if someone in boxing is going to be mad at someone, be mad at Mike Tyson. Why would he do this? Do you know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So, it's going to be very interesting. It's been all over the place. I think it's great because boxing, honestly, has shown its true colors, that it's basically moved kind of almost exclusively to, the entertainment side of things. So it's going to be one of these things where everyone's going to act like they're not going to watch. They're going to watch.
Everyone's watching that, especially on Netflix.
Hey, who knows, man? Maybe Iron Mike delivers the knockout of the century.
Well, everybody's going to tune in to hopefully that's going to happen. And like, you know what? I can honestly say I wasn't a Jake Paul fan at the beginning, but I am started. He's grown on me a lot. Especially because like, honestly, like, you know what it's like. It's like, if you got haters like that, that means you're succeeding. That means you're doing good. And that means you're growing. And people just hate successful people. It just is what it is, man. Some guy sitting at home on his computer in his mom's basement when he just got home from his job at Canadian Tire, of course he's going to rip on Jake Paul because Jake Paul's doing shit, you know?
You talk about losers, right? And I'm glad you brought this up because that's another great segue. So unfortunately this week the hockey world lost a legendary enforcer, Chris Simon. Honestly, rest in peace. I don't want to get into, I mean, there's a lot of, I still don't know what the cause of death was. There's rumors going around. Regardless, I don't like to put out
saying it unless you know for sure, even talking about it.
And even still, people could Google it, try to make their own assumptions. Yeah. But Chris Simon, listen, you got to take good with the bad. We always advocate for, the tough guys who have done it, paved the way, guys who are doing it now. Chris Simon was one of those guys. He's such an underrated heavyweight.
Nails.
I really, but for some reason, he just never, like, when people are talking about, in the 90s, the 2000s, whatever, the heyday of, like, for some reason, I feel like his name doesn't get brought up as much as it probably should. And, it's unfortunate when sometimes people pass, you do some research and you really start really seeing things. And, but, where I was going with this, with the loser comment on social media is, I do these bad boy club fantasy trasher things. We do a graphic. Our boy Kyle Sear does a hell of a job. We always do it for fun. We like to... I look at it as a way to honor, the tough guys now and in the past. Yeah, and sometimes we do some funny ones. Like when Cat Williams had his interview, he definitely made it into the Bad Boys Club. Yeah. So, I do it as an honor. And yesterday I posted up Chris Simon as the next Bad Boy Club member, rest in peace, because, he was a tough guy and he fits the bill. And it was a way to kind of give him his flowers. And dude, so many cornball clown cakes just messaging me, you should be ashamed. You're trying to push a brand and using him. And I'm like, what? Use him? I don't make any money.
People probably don't even know. Like, people probably think that they probably don't even know it was like an edited photo or something.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, I'm not making any money off a Bad Boy Club. It was just a way for, so listen,
just a way to honor tough guys.
Listen, people, do me a favor. If you don't like something, just keep scrolling. It takes a special type of loser. Like, I see things I don't like all the time on social media. Do I stop my day to comment? Bro, get a life. You guys are weird. And just unfollow and maybe not unsubscribe to us, but unfollow me if you don't like it. You guys are friggin' losers. So rest in peace.
The Chris Simon thing's tough, man. Like, obviously we've seen, tough guys go down early and stuff like that. And, like I mean, about my story too. Like, just, when I first stepped away from the game and how hard it is, whether you're a tough guy and you got shots to the head or not, it's really hard to be away from the game, Simon was playing not that long ago. He was in the KHL. I was just looking here. He was in the KHL, I want to say a couple seasons ago. I don't know if that's for real or, but so he hadn't been out of the game. Well, it was a while, but you know what I mean? Like, being away from the game, like I went through it. It's really hard. It's kind of lonely. You get a little lost, and it's hard. And at the end of the day, I know there's some groups. I still get emails from like a PHPA alumni group. It's like a support group. And if you look at all the people that are CC'd in the email, it's all tough guys, from the minors all the way to the NHL, like the whole group that's in it. And they're kind of a support group. And if anybody that's been in the game that has any, issues or is just going through it or needs to talk, like, feel free to reach out to me or, reach out to anybody you can and just, talk about it. Parker's platoon is a great advocate for, mental health and support and stuff. They helped me when I was struggling myself. And, I got to give them some credit because I might not be here where I am today without them kind of dusting me off and picking me up when I needed it. So if anybody ever is in that situation where they're just feeling alone and just a little bit lost, I know what it's like. I've been there myself. So you can reach out to me or reach out to your fellow, maybe ex-teammates or anybody you can. But, we're here. Just know you're not alone because, like I said, I've been through it myself, and I was lucky enough to have people pick me up and dust me off when I needed it. And here I am now doing stuff. So it's really sad. I hate to see it. But, if you can take anything out of it, hopefully it can, lead to somebody else just, asking for help if they need it because they've seen something like that. So rest in peace, Chris Simon. And, sorry for all his friends and family. And, we're here for anybody that needs it if you guys need to reach out.
Well, listen, you just hit it on the head, and I think you know me a little bit by now. I get into these modes mentally where I'm like, how do I help, right? Like, what can I do? Like, what can we do? Listen, you got to talk the talk, and you also got to walk the walk. I mean, obviously, I've always been an advocate for the tough guy, especially in hockey, all sports. It's just my demeanor. The Trashers were like that. We were a tight-knit family. I mean, me and Wingfield were talking about it with my dad. We got to figure something out. Maybe we talk to Scotty Parker. I want to figure out, it's one thing to promote, the tough guys and this and that, but you can't, when it's all over, you can't leave them for dead. You know what I mean? No pun, and I think we got to figure something out how we can do, even if we have our own support group, like how can we, help these guys and even girls that go through certain things. And we're going to figure something out. But yes, rest in peace, Chris Simon. Definitely one of the toughest to ever do it. Really was watching some of his fights recently, and I'm like, man, I forget how tough this man really was, man. So rest in peace, Chris Simon. Yeah. And like AMZ said, anyone who wants...
Hell of a career that he had, man. Hell of a career. I know you were just saying, like, it's crazy because, like, you see something's happening and all of a sudden everyone's looking him up, and it's like, man, I'm just looking at him here. He played a long time, and it was just all NHL. He went straight from the O. He played a season in the A, half a season in the A, and then he went to the show and never came back.
Yeah.
And then he retired from the NHL, and then he went to the KHL and played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seasons in the K. So he had a hell of a career. And not to mention, this guy put up numbers.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Like, I'm looking here. He was playing for the Capitals. He almost had 50 points.
Yeah.
He had 29 rips.
Crazy.
And 146 PIMs.
Yeah.
In 75 games. So he was a hell of a player, and he was nails. I remember personally watching him when I was a kid. He was nails.
Well, listen, like AMZ said, if you guys are, anyone to talk to, reach out to him, reach out to us. We're going to figure out what we can do to help guys. I've had some ideas, which we'll go over off air, but listen, these guys' stories deserve to be told. They deserve to be supported. And a lot of these guys didn't make the millions and millions and millions of dollars that these goal scorers make and live happily ever after. You know what I mean? So big shout out to Chris Simon and his family. God bless. Rest in peace. And listen, man, I got to tell you, switching gears, you talk about doing a 180. And I'm starting to get hungry. I like to stress eat. I've been very stressed lately, stuff with my mom, stuff with work. And I got to tell you something, man. I'm getting hungry. I stress eat. Dude, do you know what I did last week?
What's that?
So, listen, guys.
Let me guess. You had was it an Italian dessert?
No. I still have, no. I think we're going to hit 1 year anniversary for a cannoli. But listen, I'm telling you guys, right? My biggest vice, right? I stress eat. When I'm mad, when I'm sad, when I'm busy, I eat. Because that's just how I'm not 500 pounds. I know I gained a little weight. I got to kill it, whatever. I'll kill it off. But, dude, I like to eat. I can't help it. It's what I do, right? So, guys, if you, and this isn't a paid promo, by the way. I want to make this very clear. A few years ago, I met this guy in Connecticut. I don't know if you met him. He's in the New Haven area. He's like this young, he's not, just a young chef, right? His name is Chef Ray. Last year for Valentine's Day, you run out of things to get your wife, your girlfriend. If you want to impress your wife, if you want to impress your girlfriend, and you live in like the Connecticut, New York area, Chef Ray, last year I did it. I did it again this year. I got my wife, Kimberly, for Valentine's Day, an in-home cooking dining experience. We had a 5-course meal at the house.
He came over and made food?
Bro, listen to me. He comes in. If you're in Connecticut or New York, I can't delegate enough. I cannot promote this guy enough. It's the greatest gift, bro. Okay? It's worth every penny. I got it for Valentine's Day. He comes over. I'm sitting on the couch watching wrestling. He comes. You don't.
That's unreal,
dude. You don't even know he's there.
It's a win-win,
bro. 5-course meal. All right. The food is delicious. And again, this isn't a paid plug. He didn't give me, I had to pay. I didn't get any free service. I wanted to wait till year 2 to see if it was as good as the first year.
Yeah,
dude,
make sure you didn't just had a home run. Luckily,
dude, Chef Ray is that guy. Is the ultimate gift. If you're trying, especially if you're dating a girl, you want to impress her a little bit, Chef Ray's your man. That is the key. All right,
that is a big dog move, honestly.
That is a big dog. But you can't do it too early on, bro, because you're gonna set the bar a little too high.
That's a big mistake. I'm still not there. I don't think.
Listen, you go Chick-fil-A, then you go to a diner, then you go, get Chef Ray.
Yeah.
You don't, but I cannot refer this man enough. We got to put a link in the bio. Kim loves it. We had a great meal. Shout out to my boy Chef Ray.
I'm SOL because that's the standard now for.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, listen, your anniversary was recently, I think, right? Or you said something?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Well, happy anniversary, you and my girl, Jamie. And next year, I think we should fly Chef Ray out to Fort Wayne and do a 5-course meal for you guys. That's what we should do.
Yeah, there you go.
Listen, another big shout out, okay? Let me get serious because you know how I am with wrestling. My brother, Tony D'Angelo, fighting for the WWE NXT Championship at Stand and Deliver in Philadelphia, okay? Stand and Deliver is where I made my WWE debut 2 years ago. When Tony, I came on as Tony's advisor, and, we were in Dallas, WrestleMania weekend, Stand and Deliver for WWE NXT. He was a newcomer. Now, 2 years later, he's fighting for the championship, okay? And big shout out to Tony D, the family. I still, I was kidnapped. He helped me. I still advise him. Big shout out to Tony D and the fam doing their thing. And listen, next weekend, March 30th at the Danbury Arena, the Junior Hat Tricks of the Knoll. Okay, let me hide the main Nordiques logo here. The Junior Hat Tricks, all right? We are having a Trashers Night next Saturday. I think it's 7 p.m. I'll be there. I believe my father will be there. They're wearing these fire hat trick Trasher jerseys. I think they're going to auction them off. So love to see you guys. If you're in the area, come check out the Junior Hat Tricks. They've really improved the second half of the season. So it's going to be a fun night. Trashers Night, Junior Hat Tricks, Danbury Arena. My last plug, I promise. May 4th, our next boxing event. Amateur boxing, Saturday night fights at the War Memorial, May 4th. Come out, check some young guys fighting. Listen, Ali Feliz was fighting, amateur shows a few years ago. Now he's going pro. So come see the pros. Come see the stars of tomorrow. And
is Darth Vader fighting by chance?
Which one's Darth Vader?
You don't get that joke.
Darth Vader.
You've ever heard of him, Darth Vader? You know that guy?
Who's Darth Vader?
You never seen Star Wars?
I've never watched Star Wars.
You've never seen Star Wars?
I've never watched Star Wars. I just know Darth Vader.
Dude, that's a hot take. Never seen Star Wars.
Never.
We might have to clip that. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
I've never watched Darth Vader. I know who Darth Vader is. That's my guy. Okay. But I never watched Star Wars.
May 4th is like Star Wars Day.
Is it really?
Yeah, May the 4th be with you instead of the May the Force be with you. You get it? Yeah. That's why I asked. I was wondering if you'd get it. It went right over your head, but it doesn't surprise me. You've never seen Star Wars before. That's crazy.
May the 4th be with you.
Yeah, you get it now, eh? It's a big day for the Star Wars geeks.
Come on, my God.
Where have you been?
Listen. If you wear a Star Wars outfit to the Danbury War Memorial, I give you a free ticket if you come.
There
I
you
work
go.
the Oh, my God.
Were you
And listen-
talking like your dad does have a little Darth Vader vibe to him.
Well,
He just-
we joke about that. He
I
definitely
know.
is.
I heard you guys saying that the other day. I was laughing.
May the
When I heard Wingfield say that though, he's like, you feel the force through the phone when he's talking to your dad. I'm like, I actually could. I know that. I know that feeling. I feel like I feel that through a text message from your old man.
he's a different cat. I'll tell you that much. He is a. But listen, may the 4th be with you. Shout out to Star Wars. I said, I never watched it.
Star Wars themed boxing event.
And listen, a quick plug because I'm hungry now. Have you ever? I love ice cream. That's my thing. Is ice cream.
Yeah.
Dude, have you ever had Blue Bunny ice cream?
No, it's Blue Bunny ice cream.
Bro, so Blue Bunny, Kim bought it for me last week, and I've been obsessed with it ever since. They come in these like little cups. Bro, Blue Bunny ice cream. I might start reviewing ice cream cups because everyone does pizza. You know what I mean?
Nice,
and you do your sideways
Ice cream reviews?
Yeah, like you eat the pizza from the side and do your review and stuff. Like, dude, I might start doing ice cream reviews. Shout out to Blue Bunny ice cream for I don't know why it just made me think of that. That just shows you where I'm at mentally right now.
Hopefully Ian isn't listening right now. You might be in trouble with him.
Oh no. Why? No, he's eating the salads and the kale and all that. So
that's true. Yeah, that's
true. He's a good eater. But no, shout out for some reason that just shows you where I'm at mentally. I'm thinking of ice cream. Shout out to Blue Bunny.
Already.
Blue Bunny, if you're listening, I'll review every cup you got, brother. So listen,
gotta try all the flavors.
Hey, listen, anything you got coming up?
Though? What's your go-to ice cream flavor?
Well, I'm a peanut butter guy, right? So Kim,
peanut butter what?
Kim
Just
bought me,
butter?
Dude. I don't know how to explain it. It's like a little cup. It's a Blue Bunny, like I think it's like Sunday mix-ins. It's got like Reese's in it. It's
nice.
I was on top of it. That's where I'm at in life right now, where that excites me is Blue Bunny ice cream.
That's your vice. Yeah, that's your enjoyment of the week. Yeah,
I don't.
I mess with that,
dude. I don't get excited I don't get excited too much. But Blue Bunny ice cream, I'm gonna start reviewing Blue Bunny on the Instagram and everything. Listen. Anything you want to shout out, people, things, events. I know. Hey, listen. I know to remind people, you got to hit up Diamond Hands on Cameo, right? You're on Cameo, right?
Yeah, I've been doing Cameo. Is fun. I like Cameo. Cameo is good. Yeah, Cameo is good.
I would love. It's interesting. I'd love to see the requests you get. But listen, I'm
gonna be honest. I had one that I didn't respond to, but yeah, no, Cameo is good, man. It's fun. I always like doing videos, happy birthday songs, whatever you want, man. I'll do it. I'll break up with your boyfriend for you. Whatever you need. I got you.
Listen, we're in crunch time, all hockey, right? We're going into playoff mode. If you need to fire your team up, what better way to have Diamond Hands pump up your team? Starting lineup, you got to hit up. We got to put the link in the bio. Diamond Hands hit that. To me, if I'm running a junior hockey team or any sort of small, that you got to be reading the lineup for everybody. So hit up Diamond Hands, read out your lineup, hit them up on Cameo, and yeah, man. Hey, listen, like, subscribe, turn on the notifications. I can't believe we're at 15, man. This is like a landmark. This is a fun one, man.
Good. We're hitting our stride now too on the. I don't even know what we're using here. We're using Sky. I don't know what we're using, but it's good. Listen, we got it. It's all dialed in now.
Yeah, it's gonna get better and better. We got more things coming. We got more guests coming. Make sure you check out that vlog on Brad Wingfield. We're gonna start doing a lot more stuff. And shout out to our boy Justin Castleman out there in Fort Wayne, holding it down for us out there.
Oh yeah, legend.
Didn't he make like a director thing for you or something?
Yeah,
like what's that thing?
Let's show that off.
Shout out to Justin Castleman.
Justin Castleman right here. Look at this. I come in today. This is how he let me in the room. He gave me one of these.
Damn. Man, what a guy, man.
Doesn't get any better than that.
Hey guys, make sure you guys are following us on Instagram. Make sure you hit up Daniel Amesbury for your Cameo, and especially be watching these Fort Wayne Komets, man. I have a feeling we're gonna have one of these stories where things were looking bleak a month or so ago, and they're gonna take it all the way to the chip. And looking forward to getting out to the jungle by the end of the regular season. And hey, man, always great seeing you guys. Talking trash. We'll see you guys next week.